It's a liver. You need a liver. Woo! What am I gonna do with myself? That's Christina, baby. Don't get better than that. Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? I am so sorry, you guys, that I have been starting off my videos super random, but hey, you guys, it's MJ, and welcome back to Pet Adventures again. I'm just getting more comfortable with you guys on a deeper level, and you know, my real personality's coming out, so props to me for that. Booyah! But today, because I couldn't think of anything else to do, we are going to be meeting a new pet, and that is Brownie. You guys know Brownie. He is my mouse, my little cute brown mouse. So cute. Let me fix this shiznit here. Slay. I'm just kidding. I have no idea how to use any kind of slang these days. And I'm in my 20s, early 20s. Yes, we're all going to meet Brownie, you guys, today. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope you guys are liking Meet My Pet series. I don't even know what episode we're on at the moment, so if I find out, maybe I'll let you know. Maybe I can check my phone real quick. Yeah, I need a top lover. Yeah. When he kisses me, I get that thrill. When he do the wiggle, I don't sit still. I need a top lover. Yeah. Top lover. What was that? Okay, so this is like the 6th episode. I'm not really sure if I count my first episode. It was like Meet My Panda Cory Cats or something like that. I don't really know if I consider that. I think I was just like filming something new that I got, like a new animal. So I'm not really sure I count that. So maybe this is like 5th, I don't know. But somewhere around like 5th or 6th. So let's get started with this video, and we're gonna have so much fun, and we're gonna meet little Brownie and learn his story and how I got him. It's actually a really good story. There's a lot of cool, I'd say the best stories are probably the stories with my rodents, just because they have a really deep meaning to a lot of them, but not all of them, but a lot of them, I guess. I don't know. I just feel like they have a much deeper meaning, and I think you guys are gonna like this. It's a bit touching. Don't cry. Ooh. But let's go ahead and meet him. So this is Brownie, and you guys know him from like my mouse care video. I know that you guys probably saw him around that time, but you don't really know his exact story and every little detail of it, just like the rest of my pets. And as you can see, he's a very fat mouse. He does tend to eat a lot, so I don't even feed him every day because usually he still has food left in his cage within a few days. So, but yeah, this is Brownie. So we're going to talk about how I got him. As you guys know, well, some of you guys might know who've been watching me, I worked at a chain pet store. I worked at 2 chain pet stores actually, and a lot of you guys were also requesting to hear like certain stories about the pet stores that I worked at. I probably could give you some like maybe meaningful and sweet little stories, but I can't give out too much because I'm afraid that if I talk bad about the companies, I'll get in trouble. So I'm going to try not to do that, because I did sort of have some pretty bad experience-wise events at the stores that I worked at, but I could talk about some of the, like, maybe the meaningful stories about the animals that I had saved over the few times I was there, or maybe animals that I bonded with, I don't know, or just some really cool little stories. Anyways, so I worked at a chain pet store. My very first job was at a chain pet store, but it was an exotic pet store. Well, not a chain pet store. One was a chain pet store, kind of. Like, one was a mom and pop shop, and one was like more of a chain store. My bad. Anyways, the exotic pet store I worked at, they only sold mice and rats as feeders. I got lucky and I got Charlie as feeders. They were feeder rats, and he was a feeder mouse. Now, the reason why I decided to get him is because this was around the time when I started collecting animals. So at the time, I still had a lot of space to be collecting animals, and I started with a mouse. So, what happened was, I think I had already had Lucky around this time, so I thought, why not also get another rodent? You know, I had the space. But what happened is, I wasn't planning on getting a mouse. I was not planning on getting Brownie. Most of the animals I get, I don't always plan on getting them. But what actually happened with Brownie was, he was the only brown mouse. So all the mice, there was two 10-gallon tanks, and we always had feeder mice crammed in there together. They ate very low quality food, tap water, and a lot of them would often resort to cannibalism. If you don't know already, male mice cannot be together, and we had a lot of male mice in there. So he was crammed in a 10-gallon tank with loads and loads of other white mice. So it was easy to detect where, you know, which one he was. For some reason, he's getting into my hair. For some reason, the people at my store, I guess, were not giving him to the customers. I don't know if it was because he was brown. I have no clue, honestly. But I saw it as a sign, I guess. About 2, maybe 3 weeks went by, and nobody was picking up Brownie at the time. There was loads of mice, and everyone kept avoiding giving Brownie as a feeder. I don't know what the reason was. Maybe it was meant to be, maybe it was, had something to do with him being brown. But I kind of was seeing that as a sign that, you know, maybe I should take this brown mouse. I feel bad for him, and I feel like, you know, like why is nobody else taking him as a feeder? So, and I don't know if that was like an employee kind of decision or a customer, I don't know. But I kept seeing him, so I called up my boyfriend and I asked if I could take a new pet home, and I told him it was a mouse. And at the time, I was like, oh, how much space is a mouse gonna take up? How much money is a mouse gonna take up? You know, because it's tiny. I thought it could live in a small box, and I ended up putting it in an old bin cage that I had that was only about this large, I guess. Little did I know, later on I started realizing that they needed a bigger space, and at the time I got a 20-gallon, so I put him in there. Also, the reason why I decided to take him was because he wasn't eating, and this was because all the other males were bullying him. They were discriminating, I guess, because he was a brown mouse. I don't know, just kidding. But for some reason, like, nobody would take him, and also like all the other mice were bullying him, so they were beating him up a lot. I saw him getting bullied, getting chased around, and also the others were getting to eat and he wasn't. So I just saw this as one big sign that I need to do something with this mouse, and if I can't give him a home, I need to find somebody who can give him a good home. I thought it would be a shame to see him become a feeder. I do realize that some mice have to be feeders because people have snakes, but I don't know, sometimes things just call out to me, and I do not. If you ever go to a pet store and you need to feed live or something, please do not go to any pet store where they breed mice and rats as pets, and then you go there and get them as a feeder and lie to the associates, or maybe you can tell the associates and they don't mind, but it is very devastating to a person who keeps mice and keeps rats as pets, and sees a person come into the stores and you know, just ask, like, it's one thing if you're getting them as a feeder, you're going there to get them as a feeder, there's not much you can do about that, you know, whatever, but if someone actually took the time to breed some mice and some rats as pets, please don't get them for your snake. Besides, it's going to be a little bit more expensive anyway. They tend to raise the price a bit with mice and rats that are supposed to be sold as pets, so you're wasting your money too. Anyways, I just thought I would say that out there. And, you know, I highly recommend feeding the frozen, thawed, dead ones because it's just safer. I guess in a way, feeding the live is a bit more natural for your snake, but I don't know. Like, if you have the opportunity to give them dead, you know? I feel like if you really want to keep a snake the way I do, you know, it's not like I said, hey, I don't want to keep a snake because of this, because I still think snakes are great pets. But if you can get away, you know, if you can get around not having to feed your snake live, do it. you know? And I understand if there's a last minute thing and you think your snake is starving, hasn't eaten for months, and you're at your last resort, of course, go ahead and feed live. Just try to avoid it as much as possible. That's all I'm saying. And so anyways, off topic there. My ADD kicking in. So I brought him home, I put him in the little bin cage, and he started stinking up the room. So I had to end up taking him out of the room. His smell was actually a lot worse than my rats, and the reason why is because I'm actually going to put him up because I don't want him to get too stressed out. He doesn't mind being out, but he prefers to walk around like on the bed and stuff, so I'm going to probably do some like overlay videos of him from now on in this video. I had to end up moving him out to the hall because oh god, it had to just get in my eye right now, huh? He had to get out of this room because his musk smelled really, really bad. If you haven't owned a mouse, they tend to musk a lot when they're scared or when they're kind of trying to mark their territory. This is just kind of what they do. Now, it's not all the time. Your mouse is not going to smell all the time, but it happens from time to time. And around the time when I first got him and brought him here, it was really, really bad. So I had to end up taking him out, but that ended up in giving him a much bigger enclosure anyway, so it wasn't that bad. And when I did get him, obviously he was just a baby. He was a lot smaller than he is now. Now he's just a big, fat, plump adult, my big boy. And I've had him for about as long as I've had Lucky, so over a year now. Some really fun things I love doing with Brownie is I love having him out. I think I already showed you guys this, but it's kind of messed up here. Yo. This is my octopus, my octoplay, and he loves to go in and out of that. I love how excited he gets when I take him out. He starts running all over the place, and I think it's kind of funny how territorial he is around his cage. If you own a mouse, or if you haven't owned a mouse, informing you now, male mice get very territorial over their space. So when you put your hand in the cage, they tend to kind of, you know, like, he'll give me like a warning bite, so like he'll actually bite me, but he doesn't press down hard whatsoever. And you know, I feel like this is just a way of telling me like, get the hell out of my cage, because they get territorial over their space, their cage space. Once you get them out of the cage, they're not going to be biting you. They're not going to be biting you during playtime and stuff like that. That's uncommon, I would say. But it's kind of funny for some reason to me. So if I start messing around in his cage a little bit, maybe if I start rearranging something, he'll go look for my hand and kind of want to like bite me, so I'll get out. But he hasn't bit me enough to make me bleed for a little while. But I did get bit by Lucky the other day. That's real nice. He shredded me up here. I don't know if you could see that. So I've got a little bite here. And he's the only rat that bites me, really. I've never really been bitten by Charlie or Oscar. So you guys, if you're afraid to get a rat, just remember every rat is different, just like humans. Sometimes you have your humans that are rude and bitchy and assholes, and then you have your other humans that are pretty nice and understanding. So that's how it can be with rats too. They all have their own background. They all have a different, you know, different genes, different background, different, all kinds of things that are different. Sometimes just in general, different personalities. So don't go blaming the rats or the mice. Birthday gift. I know you're jealous. And all in all, I've had a really good time having Brownie in my life, and of course he's still with me. I really love that. And owning a mouse is really, really great, and just like rats, they all have their own different personalities as well. So, you know, you never know what you're gonna get. It's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. It's like Psycho Killer. I don't need no silver, wow, hey, 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 steady as the beating drum. Seasons go and seasons come. if you have a mouse or if you're gonna get a mouse, just keep in mind they're really, really great pets and they can live kind of long. Well, you know, they can live throughout the years that they're supposed to, about 2 years or so, if you keep them in really, really good health. So, but yeah, that's my story of how I acquired Brownie. And I mean, everything's been, you know, on level with him, like the same level for a long, long time. There were a couple times when he has bitten me and they really, really hurt, but surprisingly I've actually gotten worse bites from other mice rather than him. So like I said, he was a bit of a softie for the most part when I first got him, but there are some mice that'll never bite you, just depending on their personality. But it's been really, really great having him, and I never want to be without him. It's sad that one day he's not going to be here. It's sad. But I'm really glad that I saved him. Oh, also something I forgot to mention is, like, when I was packing him up to take him home and my boyfriend was coming to my job to come get him and pick him up while I was working, it was so funny because I had him in a little box and he had chewed out of that and I almost lost him. And I'm telling you now that he was so scared that if he had darted, I may have never been able to get him, because there were so many mice and rats that would like run around in the back room that would like get out of their cages and stuff in the store that I was working at. And I'm really glad I didn't lose him. I felt like that was also fate, that he chewed out of the box, and when I came back I was able to grab him and put him in another box. I thought it was so funny. But yeah, it's been really great having Brownie. And anyways, I'm gonna stop this video now, and please give this video a big thumbs up, especially you if you love pets, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Also, you guys, I'm almost to 1,000 subs. I really don't know what I'm gonna do when I hit 1,000 subs. I don't know if I'm gonna do like a special live stream or a special video or a giveaway. I have no clue, honestly. I don't even think I have money for a giveaway. So don't forget, if you do want to support me more, you can support me on Patreon. I have that in the links down below, always in my videos, child. And I also have a support button. Just go straight to my channel, my page, my main page, and there is a support button where you can donate any amount of money that you want. So I will see you guys later. Also, you guys, don't forget to suggest down below what animals you want to see next in Meet My Pet series, and also let me know if you're loving this series, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!